All right, are you working on your belly breathing and trying to get that improved deep breathing? Trying to use your diaphragm so you don't use those muscles in your neck? Trying to use your diaphragm so you can activate your vagus nerve, which will decrease your anxiety and leave you feeling better? Then today's video is for you. Today's video, we are focusing on using your abdominals to get your deep breathing. Now, you need to know how to do your belly breathing. So if you haven't watched that video, click on this link here and make sure you watch that one first, because we're going to be building on that one. It will make more sense if you already know how to do that deep belly breathing. Now today we want to work on getting the lower abdominals activated while we're doing our breathing. This is really important because we want to make sure we have that lower abdominal or that core control so that when we stand up and do these exercises, we are able to maintain that diaphragmatic breathing, because the goal of all of this is to continue using this breathing all day, every day. Our goal is not just to have these be exercises, although that's how we start out because we're changing a habit and it takes a while to change a habit. But the end goal is that you'll be doing this type of breathing all day long, every day. Then when you do exercise, your body will be used to using this diaphragmatic breathing, which will have improved health benefits as well as getting more oxygen while you're exercising. So it's really important to get those abdominals on board, because it's hard when you're trying to breathe with your belly. How do you also control your abdominals? In fact, that's why a lot of people struggle with belly breathing in the first place. That's why a lot of people started using these muscles up in here, because they were taught to walk around with their abs pulled in. And if your abs are pulled in all the time, then your diaphragm can't expand, right? We need those abdominals to be able to contract and relax, which means they lengthen and they shorten. So now we're going to put the deep belly breathing in with the abdominals so that we have that abdominal support, because I don't want you walking around with your abs all out and stuff. That's going to hurt your low back. But we want to make sure that we're also using that diaphragmatic breathing. I know it sounds like a bit of a conundrum, but I promise you, you can do this. It's going to take a little bit of practice, and of course it's going to be a challenge as we integrate this new habit into our daily activities. But we've got lots of steps to help you along the way. Today we're doing the belly breathing and adding in the abdominal activation. You ready? Here we go. So we're doing this in bed again, or at least somewhere where we're laying down, because again, as we do this deep breathing, we want to make sure that we are not getting lightheaded, because our body's maybe not used to this type of breathing. So it's better to start laying down. And again, yes, we want to be integrating this into our daily activity, but while we're practicing, we're going to do it laying down. So to review, the belly breathing, we go in through the nose, make a big belly bubble, out through the mouth like we're blowing out a candle. So let's go ahead and do a couple of those to get warmed up. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the activation of the abdominals. So when your belly is expanding, we're going to let those abdominals relax. And then as you're blowing out through your mouth, like you're blowing out a birthday candle, you're going to gently contract those abdominals. It's going to help increase the expiration or the exiting of the air from your lungs, but we're not trying to crush things. Think of it more as a gentle in and a gentle out. So in through your nose, out through your mouth with a gentle contraction of your abdominals. Now, when your belly is flat, you should feel like your abdominals are really engaged. So as they get bigger, as you take a deep breath in, they get longer, right? And then gently out until we get that max contraction at the end. So in, big belly bubble, out, max contraction at the end. In, relaxing those abdominals, and out. Max contraction at the end. Now, notice when I'm doing this deep belly breathing that my back is not moving. So even when I reach that max abdominal contraction, my back is not flattening and my glutes are not going up. This is really important because we're not trying to activate anything in the SI joint or the low back. We're just trying to activate those abdominals, but not trying to cause any flattening of the low back or those glutes to go up. So when you have that max abdominal contraction, your back should still be in that neutral position. And neutral in this case is not flat and it's not sticking out, all right? You should feel your sacrum, which is your tailbone, flat on the table, but you should have a little bit of a space in your low back. Now, your natural curvature will vary that. Some people, when they lay on their back, they do have a flattening of their spine, and some people do have a little bit more arching. So how much room you have is based on your natural curvature, but there should be enough for at least one hand to go underneath your back. So you can check your back, put one hand underneath and see if that has enough room to be able to move. If you tend to have a flatter back or a more arched back and you suffer with low back pain, that may have something to do with it. So that's definitely something to look into. But do what feels natural for you when you're doing the breathing. Just don't try to move your low back. Try to keep it in the same position. All right, next time we're going to progress this exercise on a little bit more. See you soon.